Hello, Silverthorn friends and family. Today we are back with our 1960 Holiday Rambler. You can actually kind of see that water damage a little bit better from this angle, so it does like arch down too. But all right. I have a really bad knee, and that step sometimes gets me. So we have the cushions out. I am having them steam cleaned, and they are going to get UV ray sanitation. I need to do that with these and with this couchy thing. So quick little look around. I have not gotten to do much because life has been lifing to the max. This is what I'm going to do with these curtains. I like the curtains, but some of them are not without their flaws, and I may have to actually make my own. I don't want to, but I will if I have to. Last time I did paint these. This is a hard area to paint, and it's a very slick surface. So you have to sand it, scuff sand it, clean it incredibly well before you do that. And then you try to paint as evenly as possible. And even when you have the most opportunity to do the best, it still isn't exactly 100% even. At this point, I'm going to try to go back in with a 400 grit or possibly 320 and just keep going until hopefully we get smooth. I'm not sure that we will. I'm learning, and it is a process. So, this wall realistically needs to be replaced, but for now, that is just not in our budget. So I am using this primer, and this spot right here was like a little test patch to see if the mold and mildew situation would bleed through. It did not. That being said, this primer is around $40 for 1 gallon. It is still the more cost-effective option versus replacing that whole wall and getting into there and not knowing exactly what all needs replaced. For that wall, I won't use the full gallon, so that is how I justified that choice. I do believe that was a water bubble that popped, because if you look at my seams, you can see where we've had the potential to have not been watertight, especially as we get by the air conditioner. I'm thinking water possibly collected here. You can see where the wood is definitely on the brittle side. I don't know if that was we didn't pre-drill before we screwed, or if that is actual rot. This may be a non-negotiable on being replaced, unfortunately, because as we come over here, we're looking about the same, unfortunately. And then somebody had the brilliant plan of putting a satellite in here, and it is so jankily put together. How many of you know what that is? Oh, work with me, baby. Work with me. How many of you know what that is? I was so excited. I went and I bought... I hate it when the labels do that. Okay, we're staying. We're committed. I was so excited that we went and we bought a box to go with it, because I was so excited. Like, my dad had one of them, and I'm waiting to see what you say it is. That's why I'm not naming what it is. I'm not even sure my millennials necessarily will know, but I'm kind of relying on my Gen Xers here a little bit. Here we are back in the bathroom. I was genuinely thinking this was going to be a water damage situation. And there's the potential for that to be the case here. We also have, as I'm sure you saw in the green window, see the frass? That is a really good indicator that you are the proud owner of Carpenter ants. And the water damage potentially came from here. This was wide open when we brought this baby home. And so there is a little bit of water stuff, especially like in here between the toilet and the counter. I don't know if you can really see in there. I don't know how much of that is going to need replaced. Again, I remind myself daily that this was free and it's cute. I love it. Like, I legitimately am getting to where I am in love with this camper. So that is the original. Well, not the original, because we had a slidey thing, I believe. But that is the door that came with it. It came wadded up over the toilet like that. There's dead spiders attached to it, and that is why it is still there. Because I only have so much courage at a time. And this camper came complete with a rodent infestation, ants, and black widows. And I can only deal with one thing at a time. It's just who I am. Here is where I thought there might be potential water damage. But she looks so good on this side. She really does. So I think that was kind of a fluke thing. Maybe it came through the window. I don't really know. And then like, look, you can see double layers of wallpaper. So I think the wallpaper is part of this renovation that seems to have occurred in the 1970s. I also have a drawer track that I have to fix to being there. I don't know if I'm making it better or worse. I am not that long. So that might be a project for my husband. I just accidentally hit the stop button on my recording. So, my tragic rock wall. If you know any vintage camper peeps that have successfully repaired a 25 by 25 square of their rock wall, I actually need to do that 3 times over, but this was 2 horses. I don't think I'm going to find another one of those. It was a fiberglass mold situation. One of the things that I have learned in the process of trying to renovate this camper, the rock wall has to be incredibly light. Literally everything you use has to be incredibly light, which it makes sense because, you know, you have to haul the thing. I also seem to have some more water damage there. So Leaky McGee is the name of the day. But yeah, so this thing has been so incredibly challenging to kind of figure out. And this leads me to the whole why of this video, aside from like giving you guys a nifty update as to my camper situation. So I've been playing with different paints and different textures. This was more or less just to see if it would stick. So I'm not like super committed to that, but I really like the green and peek through and then like maybe pink. Right? Like kind of, and I think this green might not be the green for this camper. I have a lot going on in my mind. And then like with this, I would love to give it a moment and like rub and buff. Cause I mean, these things like, hello, gorgeous, right? And then we have one over here. Like they're so freaking pretty for no reason. That all being said, so, have you all seen the insane amount of furniture flippers that are on Facebook? And how they're all about their chalk paints and stuff and how it's like Waverly or whatever. Well, the brand that I have done a little bit of research, see, look, that looks to be some more water damage. I'm just not sure. The brand that I have looked into and that I'm like vibing with is Dixie Belle. And those of you who have flipped campers or really just done anything kind of in this arena of life, finished paneling, like whatever, what would you recommend? Because I'm kind of leaning toward trying out some Dixie Belle products. They have this really cool chameleon shift. I don't know where I would actually apply that in this, but best believe I love color shift more than anything. And if there is a place to put it here, I will absolutely find it. So that is something I am considering. Here's some more of that frass. That's from the fiberglass. I can't think. The insulation. And this is what they do. They just get in there and they tear all your crap up and create the frass mess. And I am at a loss for how to get rid of those guys too. So, friends who have battled the Carpenter ants, what do we recommend? And again, the rock wall. And again, have we used Dixie Belle paint for anything like this? I just really think it could be a fun little experiment. Because I've seen it stick to surfaces that it really had no business sticking to. And I'm thinking like with this paneling, I mean, I'm going to prime it. But I don't know. I need your thoughts. Dixie Belle or no? I really am thinking yes. for my purposes. And I really am thinking this wallpaper needs to go, because look at how we are looking under there. Can we get in there? Oh, that's very bright. Sorry, did not mean to blind you all. And then need to reseal this bad boy as well. Probably replace the screen. Again, courage issues, because like there's leaf collections and such. And I know, just get over it. Put on your big girl pants and just get her done. But me taking this on just as it is kind of me doing that. And I don't have a clue what I'm doing, which I think is very clear. Anyhow, I hope you all have a fantastic, wonderful, amazing rest of your day. And you all stay safe out there. And also, please leave me your thoughts on those 3 things. The Carpenter ants, the rock wall, and to Dixie Belle or not to Dixie Belle. That is the question. Until next time.